And at that point, I knew we were going to be making a very long drive to Golden Valley, Minnesota. What's going on, guys, and welcome to today's video. And as you can see, I've got the TRX, and behind it, I've got the car trailer, and we are going to pick up the wife's new daily driver. Now, we had a car on order for her, but it's a long story on it not being able to be produced, and yeah, found a car. It's in Golden Valley, Minnesota, which is like 9.5 hours away from Wichita, Kansas. So, got up at 3 in the morning and headed out. I'm 4 hours away from Wichita, filling up fuel, because that's what you do if you are driving a TRX, and definitely if you are towing a trailer. Now, obviously, you guys know the TRX. We do have the car trailer sitting empty. First fuel fill up, I am getting 10 miles to the gallon with the completely empty 2,200 pound car trailer. Now, I am trying to do about 70 miles an hour. So whether the speed limit's 75, I'm just keeping it at 70, trying to get slightly better fuel economy. Now, I'm gonna get back on the road, and I've got like 5 more hours until I get to the dealership and get this thing picked up. I'll show you guys around the thing, but I gotta get back on the road. Well, guys, after 9.5 hours of driving, the TRX and the trailer made it in one piece, and we are at Motorworks Mini in Golden Valley, Minnesota. Now, yes, of course we're buying a Mini, or the wife is, because it is her new daily driver. If you guys didn't know, she had a Prius. She's had a lot of Priuses previous to this, but she sold that car not too long ago and then was wanting an electric vehicle, and Mini does make an electric, just in case you guys didn't know that. And so yeah, we found her a Mini. Now, we had one on order. It's a long story. I'll have to get into it once we get back home and I can sit and talk, but we'll do a quick walk around on this thing and at least show you guys what we got. Now, of course, guys, if you have seen any of my other fleet of vehicles, you know most of them are white with black wheels, and the Mini had to be pretty similar. Now, this is the whitest white color that they have for the SE Minis. It is a silver white, they call it, but it's pretty darn silver in person. But it does have the optional wheels, the black roof, the black mirrors. It is exactly how we ordered this thing. So guys, we've got to go inside, get some paperwork signed. We got to get this thing loaded on the trailer, get it home. It's going to be a whole thing, but I still want to tell you the big, long, drawn out story on how we ended up in Minnesota, of all places, buying an electric Mini Cooper that we could have ordered at home, but they stopped making them. It's a long story. So guys, like I was saying, the wife wanted to get into the electric car world, and this was kind of the best way to dip your toe into the electric car world. Tesla, very expensive, obviously, price to pay. The Mini is the cheapest all-electric car on the market right now, so it's kind of the easiest way to dip your toe into the electric car world and see if you like it or not. See if you can live with plugging your car in every night and driving it. But like I said, this is the silver white color. It's the signature trim, which is the low trim level, but we'll look inside. It still is like very nicely appointed. So with that signature trim, you've got like the faux leather seats, you've got a heated steering wheel, heated seats. You still have like very high level trim, fit and finish, leather wrapped steering wheel, piano black, everything, which looks great, but obviously is not great for fingerprints, but it's a very nice looking, nice place to be. Well guys, we got the thing loaded up on the trailer. I still haven't even gotten to drive this thing other than just around the parking lot to pull it up to the trailer. So I'd love to get this thing out on the road and drive it, but I've got a 9.5 hour drive home. I'm gonna get home insanely late, but yeah, I want to drive it. I want to tell you guys the crazy story of how we found the correct spec car that she ordered that they're not making anymore, but I've got to get home. I'll get you guys back on. I'll get back with you guys once I'm home, and we'll talk about this thing. Well guys, as you can see, I made it home with the Mini, and for all of my V8 supercharged guys and viewers out there, no, we're not getting rid of any of the V8 supercharged stuff. We've still got the TRX sitting here next to it in the garage. We've got the Camaro ZL1 1LE, and we've got the Jeep. So no, we are not going green here on this channel, but we are adding another car to the collection. And what's the plan for this thing? Of course, it's the wife's daily driver. It's her new car she bought. It replaced her Prius. But this thing's pretty fun to drive. A lot of torque, you know, electric car, low end torque from nothing. It's honestly pretty fun to drive. I've always been a good fan of Mini Coopers, and this one is just a little more special because it is an electric. So it'll be fun to play with. I would love to autocross this thing, throw some tires on it, see how it accelerates, handles, does the autocross thing, because it should do pretty well. Now, mods. What mods do we have planned? Now, don't tell my wife this because she, of course, doesn't love me modifying absolutely everything, but we've got to mod everything. So let me just kind of walk around and show you here. What I would like to do is just a lot of appearance stuff, honestly. This is a low trim level Mini Cooper SE. So we've got a lot of chrome on this thing. We've got chrome door handles. We've got chrome belt moldings. We've got chrome here. We've got chrome here. We've got there's just a lot of chrome on this thing. So if we could get rid of all of that, and there are factory parts that you can do that with, that would be kind of a cool factory upgrade for this thing. Like I said, I would love to autocross this thing with some wheels and tires on it just to see how it could actually do. And then just the big thing will be is kind of living with a electric car is how much, you know, how much is the electric bill going to go up? Am I going to be paying $200 a month of electricity? I don't know. These have a very small battery, and the charger, the standard charger that it comes with, is a relatively slow charging charger. So it's not like I am just outrageously sucking some voltage into this thing, charging it up. So it probably won't be that drastic of a change. Only time will tell as we continue to use and drive this thing. Now, the outrageous story, if you're still watching and have been waiting for me to explain this big, long, ridiculous story. About 2 months ago, we ordered her this exact spec Mini Cooper from the local Wichita, Kansas Mini Cooper dealer. Everything was great, threw our name down, threw a deposit, and got our order placed. About 2 months had passed. They told us it would take about 3 to 4 months normally on their orders. And she gave them a call about 2 months in and said, hey, just getting an update, hadn't heard anything. And they said, yeah, we've been meaning to call you. There's a part for these. Now, I don't know if it's specific for the electric Mini Coopers or just all Mini Coopers in general, but there's a part, a wiring harness that is made in the Ukraine. And if you're watching the news, you know that the Ukraine is not doing real good right now. They're probably not busy making wiring harnesses. So, Mini production is on hold. There was a bulletin that went out to the dealers that said, hey, there's a wiring harness. Obviously, it's not in production right now. Sorry, we can't make your cars. No ETA. So the dealer let us know that and said, hey, what do you want to do? We can rip up your deposit check. Obviously, we aren't going to charge you anything for an order that we can't get made. Or we could leave the order placed and go from there. So when she heard that, she started searching again for these minis. Now, these are extremely hard to find new, and that is the very important thing. You can find them used, but they are all selling for over window sticker used, whether it be a year or two old. But one of the big things about an electric vehicle is a $7,500 federal tax credit. Now, that's kind of a cool incentive. They're trying to incentivize people to go green, buy electric. And no, that's not why we bought the car. She wanted an electric car. I wanted a fun, cool car. If you buy a new electric car, depending on which manufacturer, some of the manufacturers have ran out of their tax credit. But if you buy a new electric car, you get a $7,500 federal tax credit. Some of the states even add more incentive. Kansas does not, but buying used, you do not get the incentive. It happens one time for each new electric car purchase. So buying new is definitely an incentive, definitely if you could buy one at window sticker. So she started searching around, and of course, no one has any that are actually available. Any that are in stock are actually sold orders that somebody ordered in. She called a dealer in Illinois that happened to show one available. And of course, it was a sold one or one ordered in for a customer. Okay, great. That dealership in Illinois called her back the following day and said, hey, I heard through the grapevine that there is a dealer in Minnesota that just got one dropped off and the customer backed out, didn't want it. You may want to give them a call and see what's up. She called me, told me what the deal was, and I told her, I said, yeah, I'm sure it's the wrong trim level. Of course, it's going to be a more expensive trim level. And she said, well, it's a Signature. And I said, yes, that is the correct trim level. The next issue was, I said, I am sure it's the wrong color. I'm sure it's the wrong wheels, because I am very, very picky on my new vehicles. I want them all to be a certain trim, a certain whatever. So as I was talking to her on the phone, I was pulling up their website. Lo and behold, it is a white silver Mini with the black wheels, the black mirrors, the black roof, literally how we ordered it to the T. And at that point, I knew we were going to be making a very long drive to Golden Valley, Minnesota. And that's where we ended up going. Called the dealership up immediately and said, hey, what do we need to do to hold this car? I can get there this weekend. This was like a Monday or Tuesday. They took a deposit electronically. We ended up needing to wire them the money because they obviously wouldn't take an out-of-state check, yada yada. That was kind of a little bit scary, wiring a dealership money without even seeing the car. That's always kind of scary. But I asked him a few questions. I said, how many miles are on the odometer? And, you know, could you do a walk around? And the guy was super awesome. He said there's 8 miles on this thing. He took a nice video walking around it, doing some detailed close-up shots so you could at least feel a little more reassured about that purchase. Wired them the money and then planned to leave Saturday morning at 3 a.m. Had the truck loaded up, trailer loaded up, and we headed out. Like I said, 9.5-hour drive. Got the car loaded up, and then after we were loaded up, ate lunch, burned a little time kind of walking around, getting out of the truck, and then got back in the truck, headed home, and got home at 3 in the morning on Sunday. So we were gone for 24 hours with no availability of ordering a car or even having one produced. This was our one shot to get the car that I wanted, or at least the trim level that I wanted, and get her into the car that she ordered. A year early, who knows if we would have ever gotten that car that we ordered. So that's the crazy, long, ridiculous story, how we ended up in Golden Valley, Minnesota, and how we ended up with the exactly correct spec car, which, I don't know, pretty cool story. And this is probably one of the only available SE electric Minis that's out there available. Yes, there are some other ones available that are either over MSRP or used ones that are, of course, a bad buy because they're over MSRP. So I'm claiming this is the only 2022 Mini Cooper SE that was available at MSRP in the country. I don't know. I'm making that claim. You guys may or may not be able to find one available on a dealer lot. Now, the issue is there's a bunch of them showing available, but they're sold orders or they're demo vehicles that they can't sell. So I'll try to catch you guys on that. But an available SE on the lot for window sticker. It's unheard of, and we got it, and it works, and it's a thing. So that's the story. We're gonna do some cool appearance stuff. I'd love to autocross it. I need to do a real driving review video of this thing because it's honestly pretty cool. And then of course we'll start modding it because that's what I do with absolutely everything, whether it be a $400 Jeep Grand Cherokee that we drug out of somebody's driveway or a very much more expensive Ram TRX. You guys know we've got to mess with everything, and I'm hopefully here to show you the DIY steps on how to do it. And we'll do it with an electric car or a V8 supercharged gas guzzling truck. Ooh, that brings up the very last thing. We recorded the total fuel cost to drive to Golden Valley, Minnesota in the TRX, averaging 9 to 10 miles to the gallon. I'll let you guys guess, maybe throw it down in the comments, but we spent $577.50 to Minnesota and back home. Now, yes, that is an outrageous amount of fuel. Of course, it's premium in the TRX, but I did ask the dealer how much would transport be, and they said it was going to be like $850, plus they'd have to have a notary do the paperwork since we wouldn't be there. So we saved money. So we saved money spending $600 in fuel driving a TRX, burning 9 miles to the gallon to Minnesota, because we're of course thinking about the environment here, guys. So I don't know. We're gonna have another vehicle to play with, and that's always more fun. So guys, if you're still watching this probably kind of long video and not tired of listening to me talk, thank you guys so much for the views, the comments, the likes, the everything. You guys are awesome. I really, really appreciate what we've got going here on this channel, and we'll just keep going. We'll just keep doing things. We'll break vehicles, we'll fix them, we'll modify them, and we'll keep going. So guys, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.